The book, Switch by Chip and Dan Heath, is a book that seeks to demystify change. To make effective changes, you have to appeal to both sides of your brain, the elephant and the rider. To make change easier, you need to direct the rider, motivate the elephant, and shake the path. A great psychology book with actionable insights based on scientific facts. This book is highly recommended. Please use link in the description to buy this book and use this video summary as your concise revision resource. Let's jump into the video. The elephant and the rider. The brain has two independent systems at work at all times. The elephant, the emotional side. It's instinctive and feels pain and pleasure. Without a clear path, the elephant will stand in your way and you will make little to no change. The rider, the rational side of the brain, and it provides direction and does the planning. The rider's weakness is the tendency to overanalyze and overthink things, spinning his wheels. When the rider does this, the elephant lacks direction and change cannot happen. Change is only possible when both rider and the elephant come together. If you want to change things, you've got to appeal to both. The rider provides the planning and direction, and the elephant provides the energy. How the change framework. It's all about changing the framework. If we are seeking switch in our lives, then we have to change the framework. To make change a framework easier, you need to follow 3 simple steps. 1. Direct the rider. 2. Motivate the elephant. 3. Shape the path. Let's see these in great details. How to direct the rider. 1. Bright spots. Bright spots are successful efforts worth emulating. To discover bright spots, ask yourself, what's working and how can we do more of it? The miracle question. What's the first small sign you'd see that would make you think the problem was gone? You could also ask yourself if the success of the few could be replicated by the many. If yes, then you found a bright spot. In many cases, even in organizations that are underperforming or in marriages that are on the brink of collapse, there are bright spots, rays of light worth emulating. Find these rays of light and replicate them. 2. Script the critical moves. Too many choices can lead to decision paralysis. For effective change, limit the options as much as possible. When what needs to be done is clear, the rider and the elephant will work together to deliver change. As a change leader, it is your job to eliminate ambiguity as much as possible. When you want someone to behave in a new way, explain the new way clearly. Don't assume the new moves are obvious. 3. Point to the destination. Create a destination postcard that shows what you want to achieve in the near future. When you describe a compelling destination, you're helping to correct one of the rider's great weaknesses, the tendency to get lost in analysis. Destination postcards show the rider where you're headed and the elephant why the journey is worthwhile. To make the switch, the destination needs to be vivid. For example, lose 10 pounds, finish this course, or run 10 miles, etc. These are vivid and clear destinations. Getting healthy is not because you need to have precise sentence. How to motivate the elephant. Change requires the right emotions, and emotions are the turf of the elephant. The elephant hates ambiguity, freaks out if the task is daunting, dislikes failure, is easily demoralized, cherishes progress no matter how small, is strongly influenced by identity. By understanding the above facts, motivating the elephant becomes easier. The main strategies for motivating the elephant are: change happens in the order of see, feel. Change as opposed to analyze, think, change. You don't need to know to act, you need to feel to act. Feeling makes it easier to initiate change, even when the data and analysis say otherwise. Your role in the change process is to make people excited for what's coming. Excitement is good food for the elephant. Finally, how to shape the path. Shaping the path means tweaking the environment so that change feels and seems effortless. The 3 strategies to shape the path are: 1. Tweaking the environment. 2. Building habits. 3. Rallying the herd. Let's get into detail. 1. Tweaking the environment. Fundamental attribution error. Our inclination to attribute people's behavior to the way they are rather than to the situation they are in. People may be willing to change, but the environment they are part of may not permit it. What looks like a person problem is often a situation problem. By recognizing the power a situation has over the individual, it is easier to tweak the environment to favor the change that you are pursuing. Tweaking the environment is about making the right behaviors a little bit easier and the wrong behaviors a little bit harder. Examples of tweaking the environment. In sales, Amazon's one-click ordering. In diet, shrink your dinnerware. Use smaller plates, bowls, and cups. Big plates equals big portions equals overeating. Never, ever eat snack food directly out of the bag or box. Instead, pour a reasonable portion onto a small appetizer plate. In habits, lay your jogging clothes and shoes before going to sleep. In impulse purchases, freeze your credit card in a block of ice. When you feel the urge to spend, you are forcing yourself to have a cooling-off period. 2. Build habits. Habits can be both good and bad, and to change yourself, you have to replace the bad habits with the good. Changing habits requires a change of environment and a change in mentality. You can change habits by employing action triggers. Action triggers take advantage of the things that you already do on a daily basis. By promoting the decision, you can serve the rider's self-control. For example, whenever you opt to drink coffee, you can also commit to writing 50 words, reinforcing a new identity. Action triggers simply have to be specific enough and visible enough to interrupt people's normal stream of consciousness. Checklists perfectly combine tweaking the environment and building habits. They can be added to the environment in order to make behavior more consistent and habitual. That tool is the humble checklist. 3. Rally the herd. Rallying the herd means getting everyone on the same side because humans tend to heed social cues or do what others are doing. The elephant constantly looks to the herd for cues about how to behave. To make an organizational change, highlight what everyone else is doing and not the other way around. In situations where your herd has embraced the right behavior, publicize it. For instance, if 80% of your team submits timesheets on time, make sure the other 20% knows the group norm. Those individuals almost certainly will correct themselves. But if only 10% of your team submits timesheets on time, publicizing those results will hurt, not help. To keep the switch going, it is necessary to recognize your own success. The first step may be small, but it is the most important one. Big changes can start with very small steps. Small changes tend to snowball. The first thing to do is recognize and celebrate that first step. This was the complete summary of the bestseller book, Switch. We hope you like this summary. Use link in the description to purchase book.